Hello, I'm Howie Shareff, and welcome to another show from You Call This Yoga. Today we're live from Sunset Beach, North Carolina. We're here to have chair yoga to relax at the beach. Though we have the marsh in the background, the beach is on the other side of the street. Let's start our program by settling onto a chair and lining up the legs so that we could be in sitting mountain pose. I'm going to slide forward on my chair so that I can have my feet flat on the floor, 2 fists apart. Then I'll place my hands midway up my thigh so that my elbows can be straight down from my shoulders. Then I could scoot my tush back a little bit, bring my belly up so that I can let my shoulders rest, drawing the shoulder blades down to my waist. From here, I'll turn my palms up to enhance the relaxation of the neck and shoulders. Try that a little bit at home or wherever you are. Notice that we often are sitting with our hands between our legs or our elbows are out. And then from this position, we can draw the arms downward to lift the heart and let the neck relax. Practice that just a little bit more. Recheck the 2 fists apart, feet and knees, elbows by the shoulder, palms up. Let your heart radiate up towards the sun. And if possible, breathe through your nose slowly. Continuing, let's develop what's called a 3-part breath. The 3 parts I would have you to consider are the lower body, the belly area, and the chest. When we inhale, we can just draw the tail back a little bit, bring the belly up, expand the lungs, and exhale slowly to release tension. Let's try that several times. A little tail back, a little belly up, a little heart expanding. Slowly releasing. Continue. Continue by making them all fluid with each other so that it becomes one smooth, continuous breath of expansion. The exhale allows you to release. One more. Tail back, belly up, shoulder blades down. Beautiful. Let's proceed to warm up the spine with cow and cat while seated. These are gentle flexings of the spine forward and back. Consider on the inhale, drawing the elbows back with the tail, bringing the belly up, and then exhale, releasing it. Try this segment again. Elbows and tail back, belly up. Beautiful. Then we'll build by engaging the shoulder blades downward to lift the chest. And exhale to release. We're focusing on cow, the extension up, almost like a tiny back bend. Press the feet a little more firmly downward. If you're standing on the sand or sitting on the sand, then they may sink a little bit. That's why I have a deck underneath me. 2 more. Elbows and tail back, belly up, shoulder blades down, chest up. And release. 1 more, cow. Wasn't that moveless? Beautiful. We'll continue to develop cat, the counter pose. You can picture a Halloween cat with a rounded back. However, for those that may have osteoporosis or other bone issues, we're going to minimize the rounding and focus on the engagement of the belly. I'll explain further. As we complete cow and we're extended, turn the palms down, and as you exhale, bring your tail forward and bring your belly underneath the front ribs and mildly drop the chin. Cow. Then on the exhale, palms down, tail forward, draw the belly under, press the thighs, gently drop the chin. Continue. I akin this to the seated sit-up, where we're engaging the abdominal area and using the arms for stabilizing the head drop. For those that cannot get out of a chair, I'll demonstrate some variations for them. For those that can stand, I'll invite you to stand by your chair. I'll demonstrate the standing first. Use the back of the chair for support. First, let's reestablish our mountain pose and consider just swaying a little pendulum with the breath. Just like a float that signals depth in the ocean, a buoy that rides with the wave, keep swaying with your breath. Inhaling to one side, exhaling another. This starts to warm up the muscles involved with your hips. It may also improve your dancing. I'll try seated next. It's a little more complicated while seated, which requires a little more pressing down with the feet, engaging the inner thighs, riding the breath. 2 more in each direction. Then settle back and rest. I'll return to standing. What we'll do next is just some leg circles. We'll do one at a time. Use the chair, press the arm down. We'll stand on the outer leg and lift the inner leg. So that when you inhale, just lift it up and just paint some circles with the knee, like you're drawing in the sand. Breathe and move slowly. Wonderful. I'm going to switch to the chair. For those seated, Use a hand to hold the outside of the chair, shift over to the side, and then make small circles. Sit up tall, and then reverse direction for those that are standing. Hopefully you haven't gotten tired yet. Lovely. 2 more. Finish and rest. For those that are standing, switch sides by moving to the other side of the chair. I'll stay seated. Hold the chair downward for support. The more downward stabilization, the greater the ability to lift the outside leg. Keep breathing. Small circles, slow and steady. Then switch direction. Continue to breathe and move in concert. Keep extending the spine upward to the sun. 1 more. Finish and rest. I'll scoot back to the middle. We'll continue standing and warm up the hip muscles a little bit more. This time, we'll be standing on the inside leg. Use the chair for support. Then we'll lift the outside leg just a little bit to the side and bring it back. Notice if you're tipping over, like a ship that tips in the wave. I'd like you to keep the ship upright, projecting the mast up towards the sky. Continue a couple more here, and then I'll demonstrate seated. Sit up tall. This time, you're going to swing the leg open if you're seated. Because the knee is bent and we're not in the same alignment, we adapt this differently on the chair. 1 more. Settle and rest. Then let's shift to the other side. Develop a stable base. Hold the chair. I get in the front here. Extend upward. Go out. Keep breathing. Beautiful. And how are you standing, people? Are you staying nice and tall? No keeling over. 2 more. Then finish and rest. Continuing along, we'll warm up the shoulders in our 6-pose shoulder flow. Be mindful of avoiding bending far forward, as we're just trying to give a little bit of tip to avoid any issues with spines. Let's bend the elbows, bring the fingertips together. Sit up tall. Then, on the inhale, let the arms just melt downward and sweep upward and catch the wind. Then on the exhale, let the arms float down like a T. Inhale, draw the arms back like you're a statue on the front of a ship. And then exhale, bring the tips together of the fingers and drop the chin, drawing the belly underneath. Inhale, turn the palms up and bring the wrists back to the ribs. Then exhale, drape those shoulder blades over the back ribs and float the fingers upward, connecting the sides of the pinkies, the outside of the palms, the forearms, and then the elbows, if possible without strain. Then bring the hands back to heart. Continue again, sweep it up and gather. Draw it down to a T as you exhale. Wrists back. Then close the front, belly under, just a mild chin tuck. Inhale, palms up, and bring the wrists back to the ribs. And then exhale and draw the sides of the pinkies, palms, forearms, and elbows together. Finish the exhale, come back to heart. 2 more. Sweep it up as you breathe in. Exhale, float it down. Inhale, arch. Exhale, close. Inhale, open and bring it back. Exhale, drape those shoulder blades, pinkies, palms, forearms, elbows, and back to heart. 1 more. Press the feet. Extend upwards. Exhale, open. Inhale, radiate. Exhale, close. Just a mild chin tuck. Inhale, open. Bring the wrists back. Exhale, drape the shoulder blades, pinkies, palms, forearms, elbows, and a bird passing by. Then back to heart. Then rest. Continuing, often you might see people practicing Qigong where they do a little bit of warm-up like this. Let's replicate that, except make sure that you're breathing. If you were to play frisbee on the beach, you might bring your arm back to fling it forward. So let's just warm those muscles up, just in case we're looking to play frisbee. Keep breathing. If you prefer to stand, avoid smacking the chair. Each part has an inhale or an exhale. Getting a little bit of twist in your spine, but keeping the feet nicely rooted. The crown of your head extending upward. Couple more. Beautiful. Finish and rest. Lovely. Let's come back to the chair. Have you ever noticed people playing bocce ball on the beach? Well, it's like bowling, except on the sand. We'll use both hands for this as a variation of chair pose. Imagine that you have a bocce ball in each hand, and on the inhale, draw the arms back and lift your chest, similar to cow. Then exhale, draw the shoulder blades down and lift the palms upward, attempting to keep a straight arm. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, bring it up. Keep pressing the feet downward, engaging the inner thighs. Lovely. 1 more. Then finish this series and lower and rest. It might be time for a swim. Let's scoot back onto the chair. Settle your bun in. We'll do a little breaststroke to engage the core. The core is the muscles roughly between the mid-thigh and just above your rib cage. Let's bring hands to heart Then let's lift the feet and bring the sides of the feet together. On the inhale, let's separate the water, and on the exhale, bring it back. It's almost as if you're painting a heart with the fingers and the toes. You're coming up the middle on the inhale, bringing it back to center from out wide on the exhale. Open the space, and then close the space. Continue swimming gently. The tail goes back, the belly comes up, the shoulder blades come down, the chest lifts. Similar to mountain, rippling a little bit. 2 more strokes. Finish this next nice full stroke, bring it back, and rest. That was delightful. And how about you joggers? It's kind of rough to run on the sand, let alone on the asphalt. Let's attempt a runner's stretch. I'll demonstrate it standing and then seated. Consider using the chair. I'll extend one leg forward and one back. I'll turn the outside leg away from the direction I'm facing. I'll separate the feet hip-width apart. I'll extend the spine upward as I inhale and then gently bend the front knee, keeping the knee above the ankle. Stand up tall. Then I'll step it back, turn the toe forward, and then lower the knee. And just stay here. It may not be essential to bring your knee all the way to the floor. Notice that I can stay upright, resting my hands on my thighs. Use the chair, come up, bring it back, step it in. For those standing, practice that or your own safe variation. For those seated, let's continue. Straddle the chair so that one side has support and one side can drop downward. Turn the back toes under, sit up, and on the exhale, just press those back toes downward. Release when you need to. Let's continue extending the spine, pressing the toes. You're doing wonderfully. 2 more. Beautiful. And rest. Then we'll switch sides. Standing, folks. Let's come to a wide hip-width apart position. Get stable first. Lengthen front to back. Turn the back foot then when you're stable. Inhale, and then bend the knee, and then you can drop the back knee. Lift the heel, and breathe. We're keeping it simple. 2 more breaths. Good. For those seated, align, set up, stabilize the arms, come on up, then press those back toes downward, sit up tall, hands on the inside thigh, and lift the chest. Keep breathing. 1 more breath. Beautiful. Then let's come back to center. Slide forward on the chair a little bit, away from the back, but don't fall off. Let's extend the legs forward. We'll have a standing and a seated variation for a hamstring stretch. Extend the heels forward and sit up tall. If you're seated, attempt to keep your back straight so that when you inhale, you extend the spine upward. Exhale, draw the toes back and bring your head down, still keeping it above your heart level. Inhale, point the toes and sit up. Exhale, draw the toes back, straight back. 2 more. Toes back, heart and head up. Beautiful. The standing variation. Consider first mountain, then let's bring the outside foot in front of the inside foot. Raise the heart. Notice my legs are crossed. I have a straight back. Inhale up. Exhale straight back, just a half fold. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. Keep breathing. Beautiful. One more, standing on this side. Finish and rest. Release the outside leg. For those that are seated, continue your gentle process. For those that are standing, consider the other side of the chair. Up in mountain. Cross the legs. Up tall. Inhaling upward. Exhaling straight back. Keep engaging the feet downward. Keep the heart and head up. One more. Straight legs. Beautiful. Come on up. Uncross. Come on back to the chair. Scoot back. Let's return to mountain. Consider the palms up. Drop those shoulder blades behind you. Gather the energy of the sun and relax. A few more settling breaths. I look forward to returning with you to the beach. But in the meantime, visit our website, You Call This Yoga, for articles, videos, events, and information. Namaste.